welcome to this update video this evening. I trust and hope you're doing awesome. So we're going to look at what is happening. We can see that on the National Hurricane Center's graphical tropical weather outlook for the next 7 days, we've got the tropical wave being marked. That's the one just outside the Caribbean, the first one that I was talking about in my update this morning. So it is going to be moving into the Caribbean, and it will be moving generally to the west and then northwest. And then as it approaches the northwestern Caribbean near Jamaica, it could try to get itself together, and it could also move into the southern Gulf where some additional development may take place. So we're going to be talking about that in this video, along with that next tropical wave out there that could really get itself together and develop on approach to the Caribbean over the course of the next several days. So let's get straight into it now. Here we can see that on the infrared weather satellite, we've got all that activity south of the Cabo Verde Islands associated with one of our tropical waves. And a couple more wave axes are there, including that one marked as a disturbance to watch. And in addition, we've got some afternoon action kicking in for some areas, lots of showers and thunderstorms across parts of northern South America, Central America, and some spots in the northern Caribbean. And even for the Bahamas, there's a trough in the area helping to enhance all the rain. So there has been some heavy rain across some islands. You can let me know what's been happening for you. And then at a closer view here, we can see the Caribbean islands and all of the convection around for some spots. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rainfall forecast for the rest of today and into tomorrow afternoon. So with an approaching tropical wave for the Lesser Antilles, we're going to see some additional rain, even some heavy downpours across some spots, and that may trigger flooding. And I mean, this morning there was some rainfall around as well for some areas. And as a result, a couple of spots are definitely soaked. So with additional heavy rain, that can lead to some level of flooding. However, it may not be very, very widespread. But should you encounter any floodwaters, please do not attempt to drive through and turn around, don't drown. So looking pretty colorful across parts of the Caribbean, northern South America, Central America. So the general area is going to remain active. Jamaica, the Cayman Islands could see some additional showers and thunderstorms. The ABC Islands, rather, will remain in that pocket of drier weather. So much is not expected in the realm of rainfall activity for you guys. And there could also be some periods of heavy downpours across a couple spots in the Bahamas or the Turks and Caicos, and for South Florida as well. And then going more to this disturbance here, so we can see that it is drifting to the west. It's not looking as impressive compared to this morning, and that's likely due to some of the dust intrusion. So I talked about that dust forecast earlier with that massive plume associated with the Saharan air layer moving in, and once that infiltrates our system, sometimes we see them losing all of the associated activity, or at least the majority of it. And eventually, sometimes with these tropical waves, especially the weaker ones, we don't see much happen with them at all. But this one is likely to try to keep itself together as it makes its way into the Caribbean. And then once it arrives in a more conducive environment in the Northwest Caribbean or Southern Gulf, it could take advantage and develop. Hence the reason it is marked right now with that 20% chance of development. So it is going to be increasing the rain across the southern, southeastern islands, the Windward Islands, and even parts of northern South America as well. And eventually the ABC Islands may experience some showers once it is sustaining enough activity at the time of passage. Then we could see it try to get itself together more and more as it makes its way to the vicinity of the Northwest Caribbean, near Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and toward Central America. So this is definitely one to watch. And in addition, the next one we want to watch is one which is already out there. So as that tropical wave propagates to the west, we could definitely see development of it. And as of the latest update with our Ensemble members, we're seeing a lot more of them agreeing that, hey, we could certainly see development in the main development region. So it seems as though just over half of the different members are expecting that the system is going to be moving to the west, but then making a curve to the north. And then we can see where almost half of them, but less than half, are showing that it could make its way into the Caribbean, maybe as a depression or a tropical storm. And then as it relates to the GFS model, we can see that most of the members associated with the GFS model are expecting that it will make its way in potentially as a tropical storm. And this goes out to next week. So as we head into next week, we could see that next area, that next tropical wave out there off Africa getting itself together and eventually develop. into a tropical cyclone. Now, the next two names on the list for this hurricane season are Beryl and Chris. So we had Alberto a couple of days ago, and the next two names are Beryl and Chris. So should the current disturbance actually develop and manages to reach tropical storm threshold, then it will acquire the name Beryl. And then if that next tropical wave offshore Africa moves toward the west and get itself together as well, becoming a tropical storm, then it would become Chris. So it's definitely going to be getting active over the course of the next week and a half, and I'm here to keep you posted as per usual. So that is what I wanted to share with you in this update video, and I do hope you found it to be very informative. However, if you have any questions, do feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I can, and remember to always be weatherwise.